Now, when I put it like that, that sounds pretty great. So why don't I do it? Hey everyone, so I have talked in detail about selling put options before because that is something I utilize when I'm buying into a position. I've also done a video just recently on buying put options too, but I've never talked about the other side of the options chain, which is buying and selling call options. Now, there are a lot of really complicated option strategies, but I'm just going to keep it really simple today and just focus on selling call options. What is it? When to use it? If it's a good idea or not, and a little demo of how to execute it yourself. All right, поехали. So selling a call option is essentially getting paid a premium to sell a stock at a specific price in the future. This works when you think something is going to go down. Let's say you think Tesla is going to fall down a lot. Well, you could get paid a premium, maybe a few $1,000s, to guarantee to someone that you will sell them 100 shares of Tesla in the future at $1,000. But if the stock goes to $800, well, in the future, the person buying the contract off you isn't going to buy the Tesla shares at $1,000 from you because they can just go out and buy it for $800. So they will cancel the contract, when we call that an expired contract, and you win the premium and don't have to sell any shares to anyone. All right, now let's think of it another way. Let's say you do the same thing, but the Tesla stock actually keeps going higher, now to say $1,500. Well, when the contract expiry date comes around, the buyer of that contract is going to be very happy because you must sell them Tesla stock at $1,000 and it's already worth $1,500. But what if you don't have the 100 Tesla shares? Well, you would actually have to go out and buy the 100 Tesla shares at $1,500 and then sell them straight away at $1,000. So that would suck. The only bonus here is that you still get the premium, so at least you get a little bit back. Now, the big issue I have here is that the most profit you can make is the premium. So that may be like 10 or 20%, something like that. But if the stock price doubles or triples, well, you could lose a huge amount of money. Essentially, it's unlimited. So this one is a super risky strategy and highly unadvisable to sell these naked call options is what they call it. So why does anyone do this? The math doesn't make sense. It's a terrible gamble that you win only a little bit, but you could lose everything. So when is it a good idea? Well, there actually is a scenario where it actually could be a good plan. Let's say you actually have those 100 Tesla shares already. You already own them. This is not a naked call option anymore. This is just a regular call option. So you have the 100 shares. Now you think the stock price at $1,000 is good, but if it ever got to $1,500, well, you would sell them because you think that is far higher than they're actually worth. So you could sell a call option in order to sell your 100 Tesla shares at $1,500 and collect a premium to wait. Since you already own the shares, you won't have to go out and buy them if you are forced to sell them these 100 shares at $1,500. So essentially now you can't lose. If the price goes above $1,500, well, that's fine. You are happy to sell them anyway at $1,500. And if the price goes down to $700, well, you collect the premium and the contract will just expire. So you can then go and do it again and again until one day the price reaches $1,500. So essentially the strategy is a way to make money on the shares you currently have and only sell them when you think the price is too high anyway, and it might actually be worth selling. Now, when I put it like that, that sounds pretty great. So why don't I do it? Well, there's actually a big assumption here, and that is that for each position that you own, I have to be really confident that the strike price is correct. I mean, what if $1,500 is actually cheap for Tesla stock? I have no idea. What if $1,500 is actually selling it when it is on its way to $2,000 or $3,000? If I already own the stock, I must think it is a good company, right? So I would have to think that the price has gone way too far, like way beyond my expectations. And I would have to think I know that it isn't worth even more than that number. And this is just a super difficult thing to predict. It's hard enough to invest in a company that should go up and actually does go up, but to also predict the price it reaches that's overvalued, well, that is just too hard for most mere mortals. Anyway, when is it a good time to use? Well, I think if you have a stock that you don't care about in your portfolio and you would probably sell it if it ever reached a certain price, this isn't great long-term thinking, but I can understand this scenario can happen. Well, selling a call option for a strike price that you are comfortable with will give you a premium to wait for that price. Once it is sold, and you can move on to something else. So if you do have this plan for a particular company, you can make some extra money along the way. All right, so if you are interested in this strategy, let me quickly show you how to actually do it. Oh, and before I start, the platform I'm going to be using is called Interactive Brokers, which is the platform that I use personally and I highly recommend as the broker of choice for options and long-term investing. There's a link in the description below if you want to take a look at a demo account and try it before you commit. Having a good broker that gives you access to international markets is just really important, and just as important as any of the investments you make.
Okay, so here I am in the options chain here for Alibaba in my Interactive Brokers account. Now, the reason I've pulled up Alibaba is because I definitely own 100 Alibaba shares. I own more than 100 Alibaba shares. So I know that I could sell a call option for Alibaba if I wanted to at a strike price in the future. So here in the middle is where the strike prices are. So let's say I think Alibaba is worth, I don't know, I think it's worth a lot higher than these numbers are going to probably suggest anyway. But let's go with, I don't know, $300. I think if the price got to $300, I might be like, okay, I'll sell 100 shares at $300. That's fine. Now, what I need to do here is I need to sell the call option. So I'm on the call side here. I need to sell the call option. So I'd get paid $1.28 per share for 100 shares. So that's essentially $128 to sell the 100 shares. So 100 shares at $300 is I'm going to be selling, well, I'm going to be doing $30,000 worth of Alibaba shares. To only make $128, that's pretty low, but you know, this is 12 months away. It's probably, maybe it's not going to happen. This would be more than a double from this point anyway. So I guess I could make a free $128 anyway. So that might be okay. I would never do this. This is not my strategy for me, but because I think $300, I actually don't know. It could be worth $500 or $1,000. And I just think ballpark, it's going to be a lot bigger than it is today. So anyway, what I could do here is I click on, to actually make this actually happen, what I do is I click on where I am at the moment, where it says 128, and I press the trade button. Let me just move my screen over so you can see the order ticket here. So it's saying the price. So I wanted the strike price to be 300. So I'm going to, this is a 300 call. Okay, great. So the limit price was somewhere between 128 and 132. Let's say I wanted it to be 128. That's fine. I want 1, and I'd do good till cancelled. And I actually don't want to submit this because I don't actually want to pull this off. But I'm going to press preview to show you what it looks like. Now, because I have the shares, I wouldn't be that scared to pull this off anyway. But here's what it looks like. Limit price at 128. See, here it is, 128 US dollars. That's my premium that I'm going to get to collect. So if this expires, I'm going to get $128, and that'd be the only reason I do this. And if it does get to $300, well, I sell at $300, and I make the profit as well. So that's not too bad. Yeah, that's it. I would press transmit order if I wanted to do this, and it would just go into my account, and then I would just leave it alone for 372 days. I'm not going to look at it. I'm not going to touch it. I think people can get very confused with how brokerage accounts are recorded inside your portfolio, and you just need to be really careful that sometimes it will look like it's you're losing money, but you're not. It's just how the recording works inside of the portfolio for options. Essentially, you just got to know what you're doing in your head, because it'll get confusing inside your portfolio. So I know that if the stock price is above $300 in 372 days, that I might have to sell 100 shares, and that's fine. I might be that might not be a problem for me. I would like to actually hold them longer, but there we go. That's how you sell a call option.
Now, I want to say a big thank you to Ivan Barrero. Thanks for your comments and support here on the channel. I appreciate it a lot. You are a legend. Thanks for staying to the end, and I'll see you in the next video.